Best friend of 14 years isn't having me as a bridesmaid, and I'm a bit confused. You know how, okay, one thing I've learned in adulthood, can I say big adulthood life hack? Don't shop when you're hungry.
Yeah, we know that.
Don't shop when you're hungry, because I'd be doing it in the
But
morning.
then I also hate shopping when I'm in my healthy mindset.
Why?
'Cause you know what happens?
What?
Later on in the day, I'm at home and I want a snack.
And
And there's no snack. But then goddamn fruit and nut
I was
mix.
gonna say that, like, I now in the beginning of the week when I'm not hungry, I'll get apples and satsumas as my snack. So the satsuma's next door.
The things they are saying about this girl, even India, even Dami, we don't know these people. Can you put this off? Put this off. Put this off. Put this off. Please. Put this off. Please. Ha! I did not need to hear that, Kusiana.
There's a birthday cake
Shut
cookie
up.
cup.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut the hell up. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I've given up M&S until after Tenerife. Don't talk to me. Don't send. If you send me a reel, I'll block you. I swear to God.
And I do it so often.
Don't send me shit.
I do it so.
Don't, and you don't even put a message with it. You just
No,
send.
I
you
just
just push the evil into my inbox and then disappear.
100%.
No.
Because you know I don't even respond to
No,
shit.
you don't. I said, please leave me alone. I don't want to know what M&S have. Okay, please help me help myself. Okay.
But I've decided I'm gonna become a fitness babe.
Yeah, you do this every 3 months. What's new? Where exactly are you telling us that's new information here?
No, because I haven't been a fitness babe for like a while.
So you didn't go to gym for a week? No, tell us. It's new information, isn't it? Tell us.
Week.
Okay. Hello, guys. Thank you. Apologies for the inconvenience there.
You know how I'm a wellness babe. You know how every week I find a new 70. Every week I find a new wellness thing, right? My dumb ass, yeah. Obviously, guys, I was talking about my anti-inflammatory olive oil shots. Lawrence told me how much calories are in the olive
oil.
70.
Cristiano.
Because I was looking at myself the other day.
Olive oil.
It's crazy.
You were taking wellness shots. Of fat.
Olive oil and lemon squeeze and then whisk together as a shot.
Let me ask you that. After you drink this concoction of yours, I don't know what it's supposed to kill. Do you go on to eat? What do you think oil is made out of?
A fat. Healthy fat.
Okay, Christian.
Polyphenols.
But do you know what it also has? Calories.
Dick it. Big fool.
You might as well just bring out chicken, just fry it in the oil.
It makes sense because remember I started eating, like I said, I'm not eating late anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, apart from today, we're here. But generally I'm not eating late. So I eat like by 7, which obviously, again, historically, guys, I'd eat at 10 p.m. or later and then go to bed. Obviously, I'm starting to prioritize recovery. We know. So anyway, I then started doing the olive oil shots. And I was like, cool, have that first thing in the morning, then have my my peppermint tea, then go to work and fine. And then I'll probably get hungry around about 12. Cool. Fine. Obviously, I stopped doing the olive oil shots, but I'm still eating early. Stephanie, ravenous. I wake up ravenous. By the time I get to work, because remember, I eat breakfast at work, 10 o'clock, I will buy sandwich, patty, dada, oats. Yeah, today's
for breakfast, or we spend it over the day.
Okay, so you know how, okay, one thing I've learned in adulthood, can I say big adulthood life hack? Don't shop when you're hungry.
Yeah, we know that.
Don't shop when you're hungry, because I'd be doing it in the morning.
Then I also hate shopping when I'm in my healthy mindset.
Why?
You know what happens? Later on in the day, I'm at home and I want a snack. And there's no snack. But then goddamn fruit and nut mix.
I was going to say that, like, I now, in the beginning of the week when I'm not hungry, I'll get apples and satsumas as my snack. So the satsuma's next door.
Okay.
Literally, for me to just...
I can't. Well, I can have a satsuma, but in terms of like when I need a snack, fruit and nut mix is not gonna do it. And then I have to bring out the yogurt. Now I'm bloated. Also, I side note, sorry, I think I have IBS.
Why do you think you have IBS?
So I came across a reel of a couple in bed, and the caption was, "When your wife has IBS," and she was reading off the farts, but they sounded like mine. So
But don't all farts sound the same?
nah, there was bass in that one. That's how I sound sometimes when I eat certain foods.
Just air.
Drum
Echo.
and bass, boo, like. I was like, oh, do I have IBS?
But you're lactose intolerant.
Yes. But sometimes my stomach
what-
just be hurting.
What does lactose intolerant farts smell like?
Oh.
No, not smell like. Sorry, we
You
know what it
it
smells like.
Relaxer. Relaxer, Christiana. It smells like old relaxer. Smells like old relaxer.
The thing is, that's near.
That's literally there. Like, it's got sulfur. Like, there's like a sulfur.
Every day we talk about this shit, and I'm so tired of us talking about. But can we talk about the sulfur farts? Because of recent,
I haven't had a sulfur fart. Christiana, my one comes out through my mouth. Even I haven't done a sulfur fart. Like,
no, I've had sulfur farts of recent, and I'm like, something's wrong.
it's like egg.
Something is wrong here.
It's like they put like boiled egg, like bare boiled eggs in the tub, and they put nair on top of it and shook it. It smells like that's the only way I can describe it. It smells like that. It's like bare boiled eggs in the tub, yeah, nair, sealed it, welded it shut, shook it, then opened it up again. Christiana.
Sulfur.
The person that's opening that tin, the protective
Nostrils
wear,
are
they'll have
burnt.
to wear. No,
Nostril hairs are burnt off.
Like overalls and like, oh please, because if you get with that, your nose will start running immediately.
No, but what I meant was, what's the difference between IBS base and lactose intolerant base?
You're asking me, queen of misinformation. You know I don't know. So why are you asking me for?
You're the one that brought the IBS situation.
I don't
to
know.
me.
I just know my stomach be hurting. My fart sometimes has a bit of bass when I eat something bad.
That's because you're lactose intolerant and you eat lactose.
Okay, but what about when I'm not eating lactose? Like sometimes when I eat meat, a lot of meat.
Yeah, but wasn't that part of the sulfur thing?
Yeah, but then maybe it's IBS, Christiana. I just feel like I have too
Are
many
you
issues.
are you eating a lot of protein? No, because Stephanie, if we go back to history
Yes.
and remember when we were
Yes,
both
yes,
doing
yes.
protein.
Yeah, but not like, actually, no, just as much. And the worst thing is that I also,
We've been here before.
if I don't eat a proper meal by 6, I could only have a protein shake and, and chicken. Then I gotta go to bed.
It's hell, innit?
It's
It's
hell.
actually hell.
Like I didn't eat in time before I came here, so all I've had is chicken and the protein shake, and I'm miserable.
No,
I'm trying to
it's
convince myself I'm not hungry.
It's actual hell. Anyway, so last week I was looking at myself here after my anti-inflammatory shots. Yeah, see, I've stopped taking them, and I was looking at myself like, why do I look a bit plumper? Like it's not looking like I'm not bigger, but I feel I just look like I've got more density to me. I can't know. I don't know how to explain it. And then me and Lawrence were talking. Me and my boss were talking. And then he was like, yeah, because olive oil, the calories in olive oil are da 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 da. And I was like, oh, I was taking a shot of that every morning for 2 weeks. He looked at me like I was fucking stupid. It's like, do you know how many? It's like, apparently it's like 200 calories in a tablespoon of olive oil.
Yeah,
Stephanie, a shot.
yeah, because it's like 40 something in 10 grams, in 10 mils.
Stephanie, a shot every
Well, I don't know who sent you to do that, but
fuck.
maybe that's why it's coming out sludgy.
But no, because I've stopped and it's still
Maybe it's residual oil.
fucking gross. Anyway, guys, that's enough about our movements. How is your week? How was your week? How is your week? I mean, we're recording on a different day, guys. Production cutting down one. How are you?
My week has been super. I have been an animal this week. I don't know what I took or what is happening. Maybe my supplements are finally kicking in, But I have been an animal. I have been so productive. I'm actually so proud of myself. My word. I've been working like a hog. I've had 2 laptops open, well, basically all day. I stay in my office all day to the point where it starts to stink.
We had a conversation and I called Steph. What was I in the middle of doing? No, I was returning your call. But anyway, so we had a quick break of like 15 minutes. And I think we were both like, Steph was busy as hell. And I was like, I've been here. And Steph was like, my office smells like breath.
No, it smells like bread. I have been yapping and working and sighing in that room all day. And you know what?
No, the sighing and the yapping.
The sighing and the thing smell. I had to air out that room. I said, it smells stale in here. Like breath, like someone's been breathing. I had to open that bitch. I'm happy to have my office back because it's made me super productive. But it's just like, I can't even explain it. Like, it's been like, even before I came here, I don't know what it is, but it's a good thing. I take that as a W because I've needed that after a good couple of months of it feeling like nothing was happening and everything was slow in terms of like work and my own personal goals. I'm happy to be back. My L of the week is that I have been getting really frustrated with myself. I'm trying to, as much as I'm back in the swing of things, I'm like trying to also, how am I going to describe it? I'm back in the swing of things, but I'm trying to push myself harder and I'm getting frustrated with myself. And this even comes down to the gym. I was getting really frustrated because I was like, I'm not pushing myself hard enough. Like it takes a lot more for me to sweat now. And I'm hoping that means that I'm fitter now, but it's also annoying because I used to use like how much I sweat to
As a
decide
metric, yeah.
metric of like how hard I've worked out. So for like a good couple of weeks, well, I've only been back 2 weeks, I haven't been sweating. And it's really annoying me. It was really annoying me. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Da, da, da. And now I've been slacking in the Stairmaster. After Manny caught me doing it on level 3, and was like, wait, is this what you mean when you say you're on Stairmaster for half an hour? I was like, yes, at my own pace. I didn't say what pace. I said how long. But I can't do that anymore. So I do 6 now. Yeah, which is interesting. Quite effective, but do you know, it's an L, but it's a W at the same time. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. It's a Thursday. I'm not used to this. But it's a good and a bad thing because today I really, really, really pushed myself, especially cardio wise. I ran on the treadmill for 10 minutes, then did uphill. 12 incline, 3 speed for an additional half an hour, and then I also did Stairmaster at level 6, and I was sweating and panting after that. I was a mess. Then I went on to go train back.
After doing cardio.
Yeah, I'm prioritizing cardio over. I used to do it like the other way, but one thing about me, if when I lift heavy, the last thing I want to do is go and do cardio.
I get that.
And I need to do cardio. So I'm prioritizing doing cardio over weight. So I do that first to know that I've done it and it's out of the way. Then I do the weights because that's when I saw the most change in my body, when I was doing cardio before weights.
Fun.
And I don't see it impact my lifting in any way. I still I do the progressive overload. Like even today, I've gone up. I've used less weight. I've started to use less weight with my assisted pull-ups. Like I'm actually building strength. I'm getting stronger. I'm like increasing my weight and stuff. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't think it will kill my gains too much. I rely on my Nigerian genes. I gain muscle very quickly. So I'm not really worried about anything wasting away. If anything, I'm scared. Could really turn into Goliath in this bitch. But yeah, that was my week. It's been productive. Like fitness wise, we're getting there. Like I'm running for longer now, which is good. I actually like running now, more on the treadmill than outside, but hey, get it done. And yeah, how was your week?
I don't know.
It feels like it ain't ended, so it's like we're lying.
Do you get what I mean? Like it is also this train situation has killed me this week.
Oh.
Go on.
Condolences to you people, but I've been using that.
Oh, the ones of us that some of us that need to come in.
I didn't even know there was a train strike until that day of.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't.
And I opened the laptop. I said, "Glory be to God."
What?
Looks like I gotta work from home.
That's crazy.
I said glory. I didn't even check what train lines were effective. All I had to see was strike. I put my foot back under the quilt. I said, let me stay here.
That is so not an option for me.
Oh,
Actually not an option.
Yeah, but tell us how it impacted your week. Sorry.
It's just long. It's more so like, to be fair, the train lines that I take aren't supposed to be affected. They just happen to be.
Does it goes into south, innit?
No, because it's more Lizzie line than anything. Lizzie line's fine, but it's like the one.
Don't say that.
Why?
That's my line.
It's also mine.
Why are you saying that? That's the one I take. It ain't affected by the tube strikes?
No.
Oh, damn.
Also, when this comes out, there won't be a strike.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Keep this in.
As you listening.
No, but like a couple of the trains going into Liverpool Street from guys. I want to actually put this announcement for the people that don't live in London. I'm sorry, I don't know if you feel seen. I don't know if you feel seen. So I'm gonna start explaining the thing, because I realized last week we did a whole Newham thing, and I was like, people that aren't from London might not know what Newham is.
You don't know where Newham is? And you listen to this podcast and you didn't search it? All the stories you've told about our lives,
It's
you
true.
didn't think let's search
When you
sites.
see one of the poorest boroughs in London, then you're like,
Poor.
hey.
You know who does a really good job of emphasizing how shitty Newham is? Emma Greed. That woman got every interview she had. It's the hood. It's a bad place. I said, Emma, please. Yes, we know you're telling a story, but calm down.
We say the same thing.
We have a train station.
We say the same
We
thing.
have a town hall.
We say the same
We
thing.
have a community center, but calm. She's making it seem like a Chicago, Chirac.
It
Did
was.
we die?
It was.
It was not. It was not Chirac.
Stephanie, which
A
of
lot of them couldn't afford guns in that era, Christiana.
which of our childhood boyfriends wasn't stabbed at some point?
Stabbed.
Wasn't stabbed.
Shot, not.
See,
Are you got shot? Oh!
badly.
But that was recent, and that wasn't new.
Fair.
That was recent, and that wasn't new. But we were like everywhere she goes. Yeah, it was run down. So I'm guessing you came from the hood. Well, on the Joe Budden podcast, it was the hood. Yeah,
It is.
Christiana, I understand.
Stephanie, it is.
But it's okay, Emma.
We are so traumatized by the
Westfield.
area that we grew up in. We do not want our children to play out.
There's a Westfield. Nah, I don't go to.
The worst one.
I don't go to.
As in, it's the one that everyone says, please no. Dear
I
God,
go to
no.
Bluewater, but there's a Westfield.
We
Christiana.
actually, the minute we started going to Blue Water, we said our lives have changed. By the
You
way,
made
by the
us.
way, Blue Water is another big shopping centre in another area of the UK.
It's just outside London in the area called Kent. But what I'm saying is, Emma, if we have a Westfield, okay, we have the Olympic Park.
And that's all after she left, by the way.
We got stadiums.
After she left.
Do you know what she said in the interview, on the Joe Budden
Go on.
interview? She was like, she went back to Plaistow,
Yeah.
as part of something, a project that she's working on, and then one of her old like friends from back in the day texted her like, oh, why don't you come and check me? And she was like, oh shit, you actually still live here? Like, it was a guy. And I said, come check me. And you're 43, and I'm assuming that person's in their 40s. I said, Newham is finished. Newham is finished.
Hold on. Let me, because like, it's not hard to imagine.
It's not, but it's like, even
Because
you.
we
Even you.
it's,
You're in LA.
yeah, never change. It's never
Social
changes.
media.
Because like, imagine that's your childhood bedroom. That's your bedroom. Like,
Sound like you used to think they're saying, you do come check me. I am worth $400 million.
Stephanie acts brand new. I know where I come from. That's the way.
So if the riffraff that you used to link started texting you because you went to go and shoot a documentary in Forest Gate and said, why didn't you come and check me? Would you take that as a compliment?
I don't know. Okay, Stephanie, right? I had very poor discernment when I was a child.
Okay. So I'm asking you, would you not be offended? You see me on TV. You see me doing book tour. You're coming to ask me why I didn't come to talk about what?
You know.
To talk about what? How you're struggling. So you could talk up a story and then come and try and ask me for something. Because I know that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, word.
You're going to ask me for something.
Yeah,
Then when I
word.
don't give it to you now, you're going to act like I'm disrespecting you.
100%. It's like what? You think you're better than?
Yes! I think I'm better than you. All the time you had. We started at the same point in the same area.
Yeah, but life is a game of luck and talent.
Yeah, of course it is, but you don't have to ask me for money. I ain't got shit to give you, but I take care.
I mean, I just want you to know, you're telling everybody who to come to are the two of us, by the way.
No, I'm warning anybody. Yeah, you people there, anyone that I know may have known in the past, my dear. If I ever get to that level, don't text me. I won't do sympathy. I wouldn't even do sympathy now in my poor state.
And the thing is, I'll come to Steph, so da 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 da.
Like, hey.
The L of the week is the transport situation. It's been killing me. It's actually been killing me. Win of the week is I'm actually excited for the next week. This month, as I said, I'm prioritizing recovery. And again, in the realm of disrupting my week, I'm really excited to start doing saunas every 2 weeks. So like what?
No, she deleted it.
I'm really excited to start doing some form of recovery once a week, whether it be yoga, maybe Pilates, but that's not really recovery as such. But particularly like yoga and sauna, I'm really, really excited to like incorporate that into my, as much as I incorporate therapy. Do you get what I mean? It's like, it just feels like I'm doing something for myself that I'm really going to enjoy and that will elevate my life to a degree. So really, really excited about that. So yeah, that's me.
Now here I am taking out kickboxing. Lord.
Do you know what I was thinking today though? I am getting more tempted to pick up a language. I just think that I'm not interesting enough, and
I saw that. You see, I saw this in the script. I said, what is Judith? What work is Judith doing? What work is Judith doing?
Judith actually is doing work. I'm just very troubled, Stephanie.
You are very troubled.
So troubled.
We don't need to lock you in the cage. You just shake out the need for validation, because you are fine. You are interesting.
Yeah, but I'm not interested to myself. But this
that's because you compare yourself. You gotta compare yourself to people you have no business comparing yourself to. Then you come to this podcast and say, see, the thing about comparison, Christiana, live your rap.
Do you know the thing is, yeah, it's because in my head I could possibly be an athlete and I'm not. Like but this also speaks for what I think is possible. Like because I remember having this conversation, and like, as I said, people will say, you just do things for do things sake. And I'm like, yeah, like I need to be intelligent. Hence why I already use words that no one else understands. And I was like, you know what I need to do, guys? Expand my vocabulary so people can't understand me. People are already looking at me like, when I speak already, like, what's that word?
But then,
is
that you, or is that you learning something or picking out something to intrigue people? But it's not.
I don't think so if we use the topic of vocabulary, I don't actually think that will intrigue people. I think people will just not know what I'm saying.
I don't think they'll necessarily think you're intelligent though. That is what you know, your knowledge. You have so many things you can speak about in depth.
Do I?
That's intelligence. Yeah, like Black history, Caribbean history. You know a lot about that.
Yeah. So this is the thing about
TV.
Yeah, I could talk about that all day. I need to, it's because of what I'm impressed by.
Yeah, I know, but then you have to make sure it's you.
Yeah, but
that may impress you, but you have your stuff that impress other people. So why not embrace that rather than trying to pick up new stuff to impress people, if that makes sense?
Well, it's not. It is I guess it is to a degree to impress people, but it's also to impress myself. I want to be impressed by myself, which is obviously a bigger thing because it means I'm currently not impressed by myself.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that sometimes you put pressure on yourself to take up things. I'm just like, but you have things, gifts, and stuff that you can.
I hear you, and again, I understand my flaws as a person. This is definitely a flaw. Like I'm impressed by exceptional things, and so I want to be exceptional.
I understand. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, how do I say it? Like, there's women that I'm impressed by, but I know I'm impressed by them in their lane, and I know I have my lane that I can be impressed by actually just work. How would I say? Fulfilling your potential, I would say. But I wouldn't look at someone like, for example, let's say Emma Green. I'm very impressed by her. You know, prim and proper, very boisterous. Like,
I mean, the prim and properness is really intriguing. Every time I hear it, I'm like, because her sister is not the same.
Yeah.
But she's had to.
Yeah, like very put together. She can talk up a room, etc. That's her skill. I'm impressed by it, but I'm not necessarily looking at her like, I'm going to be like that. I'm going to pick that up so I can be like that. It's more of, okay, that's you. I have my own thing. And that's fine. Like, there's stuff that I may have that people are impressed by. You have stuff that people are impressed by. But also, is it you? Do you genuinely enjoy it? Or are you putting yourself through the torture of picking up a language so that you can impress others? That's what I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to make sure you're doing it for yourself and not for validation, external validation.
But this is the thing, because the things that I want to get better at in that aspect, I don't believe I'd get validation from it. Like, apart from my own validation. Because I don't know if learning French to the degree of which I would learn French or whatever language, I don't know if anyone would be like, oh, wow, because that's not how anybody works. Do you get what I mean?
Okay, so as long as it's for you and not for other people. Because that's where I'm like, I think everyone in general, including myself, has to be very careful of, are you doing something for yourself or are you doing it to impress other people?
I was having this thought actually about style and how I showcase myself, right? And obviously, like, I know you've had this, but like, there's certain points that I get really frustrated at my style because I don't think it represents me in the way that I would like it to. And then I was having a conversation with my friend, and they were talking about like sexy girls versus like me, and they were saying, like, not that you're not attractive, but you're just an earthy girl. And I found that comparison interesting. I am really mindful about not showcasing myself the way I want to in my style, which I don't think I do, because although I know I have a unique style and whatever have you, and I was saying today, I love an ugly shoe. You know, I love an ugly shoe. Everybody knows me and knows I love an ugly shoe. I'm just kind of like getting a bit frustrated with like the ease, the rushed pace, the me not being organized enough. Do you get what I mean? And so I don't come across the way I want to come across a lot. I understand that I might just be having a moment where I'm just complaining about myself a lot. Hence what you saw in the script where I was like, I ain't doing it for me right now. But yeah, I just feel like I'm in a place that I want to be better severely.
But again, just making sure you're doing it for yourself and genuinely want to do it because you want to do it for yourself, rather than just making sure you're not trying to emulate someone, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always, and you said this before, I'm big on everyone being their individual selves and knowing their lanes. And that's not to say you can't expand, etc. But actually just aiming to be the best version of you. I know people say it all the time, but honestly, emulating somebody else, especially if you know that goes against who you truly are and what you actually want, it's a waste of time. All you're doing is
you'll fail.
You'll sign up for a life of misery. You'll never be satisfied because you'll never execute the people that you're looking at. You're never going to execute it to their level because it wasn't for you. You're not that type of person, and that's fine. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. It's just embracing that. What are your strengths? Okay, double down on that.
I do definitely agree with that. And actually, I was watching a reel. I was watching a reel, and it was someone talking about.
I'm glad you were honest about that, because people will be like, "Yeah, I saw this thing here somewhere. You saw it on TikTok.
It's
or
actually
you read
real.
This thing somewhere. You saw a TikTok.
It's actually a reel.
It wasn't a book.
It definitely was a book. Let's be.
Nah,
when's the last time people picked up a book?
Let me say I read something somewhere. It was a TikTok, babe.
Though actually, my boss is starting a reading club with me.
Anyway,
What again?
okay. Just
Second.
always doing too much. Always doing too much. Go to work. Go ahead. Okay.
Accountability. But yeah, I saw a reel about how some of the most successful people are people with ADHD. And again, in the realms of trying to be a better person, and not trying to walk around being frustrated at myself 24/7, I'm trying to work out where my hyperfixations land so that I can utilize that to work for me. And I think there is a way, and it's like, I'm sure I spoke about this, where you take away some of the pointless decisions that you make during the day, so you can just lock in on the actual creative ones, and have the mental space to think up creative like this.
Okay. I have event of the week. Parasocial relationships. Can we please talk about it? People, I need everyone. I've spoken about this before. People need to get a grip. So this the whole Love Island fiasco. To be honest, let me be honest, I don't know the ins and outs.
Oh, India and Dami.
India and Dami, there's a Whitney and so Lazarus or whoever she's dating. You lot correct me in the comments. You know, if I don't know the name, I give it a name. Lazarus, the American guy, the square one. They're dating. People hate Whitney now, but I'm like, before I used to see Love Island commentary, especially when I used to watch it years ago. I don't watch it anymore, child. It's the same thing every year. We know what's gonna happen. Please. But the commentary that I'm seeing on my timeline, it seems to be getting nastier and nastier every year. Now this year, I don't know how Nigerian Twitter or the Nigerians caught onto Love Island. They've started watching it. Only problem with Nigerian stands is that they don't know when to stop. So now, like, it's like, I don't know if it's mainly the Nigerians. I've seen some British accounts. In fact, I've seen quite a few British accounts, even US accounts now, because Whitney's now obviously having her moment in the US, as in, because the guy that she's with is from the US. The things they are saying about this girl, even India, even Dami, we don't know these people. We don't know what's going on in their personal lives. We don't know what they're going through mentally. I saw someone even cussing out Whitney's mum. I'm just like, all of this over a show. Guys, please, showbiz. Half of this ain't even real. It's producers putting together these storylines. You're like, please, actually think about what you're doing. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I'll be watching a show and I'll be tweeting some shit because I'm into it. But never will I ever think to go out my way to insult someone like that, or wish death on them, or talk about their looks. I don't know, maybe because I've always had to be cautious about how I use social media anyway. But if I work, if
also,
I wasn't,
as a normal functioning human being,
why would you do that?
Do you know what upset me of recent, right? And the real Cristiano always comes out. The Diaspora wars that we've started following the Dami and India situation. I swear to God, and this is probably why I don't know what's happening. Because as I saw, obviously, yeah, India cheated. Yeah, we get it. Okay, cool. Okay, they were living together. Okay, fine. Yeah, like, it's bad. Okay, guys. Now, and also, okay, so there was an aspect of Jamaica versus Nigeria when they were dating anyway. People were so hungry for it. And now that they're not dating and she's the one that cheated, I started to see, I was like, you know what? I know where to take my, you know me in this conversation. I knew when to take my leave, because obviously now there's a whole heap of and the thing is, I understand, again, cheating, and that's not, to be cheated on isn't right. But when you're now bringing cultural stuff into it, when you were in that relationship for how long, I was just a bit like,
yeah, I do feel like the interviewer, I can't remember his name, so
Paul Bronson.
Yeah, Paul Bronson. I feel like he did set him up with that question though.
What was the question?
So there was a thing about Dami was saying something, then he said something about, yeah, because there's always that, I feel like there's that cultural difference, like Jamaicans and Nigerians, like they're quite different culturally. Basically set up the question for him. So I feel like him emphasizing that there's a difference. As a Nigerian, yes, the difference is that Nigerians are very heavy on respect and respectability politics.
Which you hate.
We're very heavy on it. Is my auntie, uncle, whatever.
Oh yeah, that's what they
We're
say.
very conservative. Don't talk about sex or swear in front of our parents.
But
don't do like.
can I just say in that, and this is what also frustrates me, because people take, especially when you're not used to, so I do understand a lot of people don't know aspects of Caribbean culture away from what they see.
No, but I know that as well. What I was going to say is that it's actually quite similar to the Caribbean culture, because you guys are very big on manners and respect.
This was what was frustrating, because obviously I'm seeing this, and like, again, it's some families, because as you know
but
me.
that's I feel like a lot of people, like especially in the UK, find it, a lot of people stick within themselves. So like Nigerians will tend to stick with Nigerian friends, or like Caribbean friends will tend to stick with Caribbean friends. I think our school is a slightly different, but you could even see it, like even some of the Yoruba girls will stick together, like they had their groups. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like a lot of people don't know about Caribbean culture because they're not in like close proximity to it, so they depend on what they're shown. Whereas someone like me, who I grew up around Caribbean friends, so I know about Isidore, I know about like the food and stuff. I can cook the food. Like I stayed with your aunt who's Trinidadian. I'm a lot more exposed to it. So for me, I see the similarities. I'm probably less ignorant than someone who's like your Nigerian parents, your Nigerian friends. Like, do you get what I mean? Like beyond maybe like the main, how do I say, beyond the main stuff or the mainstream stuff that are shown to you about Caribbean culture. So maybe it's like foods that you can buy at
or
the Caribbean
dancehall
shop,
music,
or dancehall music, or whatever.
Which, by the way, a lot of the time you can't even play in front of family. By the way,
exactly. But then, how many of them are around elderly Caribbeans to know that? Whereas I, even just staying with Auntie Jenny, like it was very much like my own like grandmother, in terms of like very strict on manners, cleanliness, cooking, like being able to know how to do things. If anything, she was more on it than my own Nigerian mum, in terms of like making sure that I knew how to cook stuff. Like the lady pound cake. Guys, let me tell you a story. It was one morning, early in the morning, I was sleeping. I just heard the door open, Auntie Jenny there. That Auntie Jenny's all of like 5 foot, perhaps.
She is, when I say my aunt is
woman.
a tiny, round woman.
Tiny woman. Short grey hair, but that voice, when she give me that look, you know, she bursts in. She's like, come in the kitchen, we're going to make pound cake. I said,
crust to Stephanie's eye. Crust to Stephanie's eye.
Like an exam. She didn't say a word. She stood there in the corner of the kitchen, watched me put the stuff in the mixer, measure it out. She came at the end when I took it out of the oven. She put a knife in it. She inspected it. She said, good. Oh my God. She said, like it was an exam. I have never been so nervous for someone to check if a goddamn cake that I made is cooked.
Can I tell you something? So obviously, for context, guys, Auntie Jenny is the person that got my parents together, right? And can you imagine what a terror that woman was when she was younger?
Petrified. I'm glad I wasn't around in her youth days, because I'm petrified of her now. Let alone then.
Stephanie, my mom said obviously they lived in nursing quarters. She was like, everyone will be shook. when Nurse Campbell was coming, everybody would scatter.
I would scatter. Christiana, I said she woke me up for a pound cake exam.
The one thing she will make sure you know how to make shit. Like the reason I know how to make roti is,
I was about to say the dal free. I got that exam, but I was shaking. It was shaking.
And you know, it's not.
I said, I'm scared. I'm not Caribbean. I don't know.
Yeah, man. So this is why I get frustrated, because obviously when I'm seeing this conversation about what my culture is supposedly like, I'm looking like, sorry, where? I don't, where?
It's ignorance, but a lot of people, I'm not gonna lie, I can only speak for my side in terms of like Nigerians, etc. Sometimes we be sounding like our parents, and I can tell when someone has ignorant parents, because they don't even realize that they're repeating what I know their parents have told them. The stereotypes that they put, some parents, not If anything, my mum hasn't. My mum grew up around a lot of Caribbean friends because she came here young. So even my auntie Brenda is Jamaican, and
Like some people, like our generation is sounding like the oldest.
yeah, like, but with some people, like even when they talk about, sometimes like when they do like talk about stereotypes around like Caribbean people or even like Jamaican people, I'm like, you sound like your parents. And like I saw it a lot on the internet, like on Twitter.
You told
and I was
me
like,
this.
why are you talking like this? Like sometimes like when these like diaspora wars pop up on Twitter and like the xenophobia that goes around, I'm just like, why are you lot doing this? Like you literally sound like your parents. You say that you're different from your parents. You cuss aunties and all of that. You don't realize that you're the same people. Oh, well, you Jamaicans, or even the whole like, oh, baby mum culture is exclusive to Caribbeans. Brother, I was literally born out of wedlock. I'm a whole ass Nigerian, and I know plenty other African friends who don't even know their fathers. No shade. So then what is that?
I remember you having a conversation with me actually, and like it's the first time I was ever made aware of this, but just because our upbringing and our social group was so different. But I remember you saying, Chris, you know, people find it strange that your best friend would be a Caribbean person, and like apparently it's like Africans, and you said that African people like would stick as one friendship group and Caribbean people would stick as another friendship group, and I was like, I didn't even know this. Again, luckily our school was so different, but I didn't know this is a
Even
thing.
in our school. Like, Yoruba babes will stick together, like even down to like tribes. Like you see it.
You did speak about tribalism.
You see it. Like, and I don't think it was intentional, but it's, again, they relate to each other. They can relate. There were a lot of friendship groups that were mixed, and I think that's where like we had the privilege of like having like
we had like Grenada, Filipino, Zambia. Like we had everything.
We had everything. So it's not foreign. It's not a foreign concept to me. But I have had conversations with people, and they're like, oh, I would think that I'm like, I actually don't have a lot of Nigerian friends. I don't have a lot of Nigerian friends at all. No, actually not. I have a few, but I don't have a lot. Like a majority of my friends are
was just different.
Yeah, just different. Either Ghanaian or Caribbean or there's something, but like I don't know. I just don't see it. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to have people to connect with over culture, because obviously there's things that you just can't be asked to explain, but it's not, I don't allow people's cultural background determine whether I'm going to be their friend or not. But I guess it's also maybe I'm speaking from a place of privilege because we're a lot more exposed.
Yeah, and this is the thing, because as you speak about this, I'm so grateful, because obviously my dad, who was again really, really old, by the way, always raised me in a way that I'm sure was different to a lot of people. So my dad was always like, by the way, you're originally from Africa. By the way, there's no doubt we're black, so we're originally from Africa. So I was never
in school. You have people who, I'm sorry, even now, there's still some Caribbean people that would rather say that they fell from the sky. Even Black Americans that would rather say they fell from the sky than admit that they may be descendants of Africans. And I really don't understand it.
This is where I'll exit, because when I see that level of stupidity, and Stephanie, you know me, because I could be in the comments like, are you actually stupid?
Like, we were originally here. Do you know what the original people of the Caribbean look like in South America? By the way. Sorry.
Do you want to know what the Arawaks look like? By the way,
no offense, Black Americans, please don't come after me, but they call them Native Americans for a reason. I'm just, again, can we look at South America and let's start looking at the people that have been there, stayed there, been there, stayed there. Come on, man.
If we look at indigenous people of the land, we can see that they look very different from how everybody else looks. And again, with Caribbean people, yes, you're mixed. We get it. But never, you lot cannot deny. And it's not even a conversation, again, because I'm not going into my wokey stuff, but I'm not going into a conversation about how the slave trade worked and what created the Caribbean as it is today. I'm not doing it. I know too much about this subject. I'm not even entertaining stupidity. And this is why I whenever I see that, and which is why I don't know about this, because I started to see diaspora conversations. I said, I'm going to take my leave. This is not something I'm doing.
One thing we know about is slave trade. I said my mum used to make me watch films about slave trade and apartheid. That's all I could watch when I was growing up.
You.
Disney where?
One thing I'm passionate about is Black history.
Please.
So we're not doing this.
We're
by
not
the
doing
way,
this. But yeah, I just find it so tired, these conversations. I'm like, all of you are all in one. Please, can we stop? Like, there's actually bigger issues to
much.
attack.
There are
Your country is Nigerians, come to the corner. I said our country is crumbling. Crumbling. India is not our enemy. We know who our enemy is. We know who our enemy is.
He was really here the other day.
He really was here the other day. Really was here.
Really
and
was
no one
here.
thought to... Let me not say nothing. They control too much in Nigeria. I still need to go there. I'm just saying, no one thought to... A young rock
A quick...
started.
Done it!
The man is all of 5 foot. He don't take much.
And he's old.
The man be falling over himself. Just stamp on him when he's down.
Old as hell.
Cristiano, that man's claiming he's in his 70s. Cristiano.
Oh.
That man is claiming... In fact, I think he's even late 60s he's claiming. Cristiano. You see how they just... Our country's a playground. You're here to fight. It's not India. And Caribbean is not us. Please.
It actually isn't.
Like, I don't understand. When that conversation came up in the interview, I was just like, oh, I don't even want to go on to it. I just know. I know.
U.S. Trump trying to put his hand in all of your land and in all your politics, and this is what you're worried about.
That giant what's it is literally treating the world like Monopoly.
Please.
He's played the game of
Guys.
Monopoly. We don't know what he's going to try and invade again.
God.
You went for Greenland. I just
want you to know he was claiming parts of the Caribbean to go to Venezuela.
Of
so
course.
by the way, we have bigger things to worry about.
You think our little island is safe? Look how we're just... I said we're not safe. We're too much of a speck on that map to be safe. That man is looking at us from across the sea
and
looking at us.
No, he doesn't think Keir Starmer's on anything.
He's not. So who is protecting us? Look at how much they're paying the soldiers. Where is it, like 26k or something like that for front line? We're finished. I'm not going to work.
But it's because who would we recruit?
You know what? A young 200 and 350k.
Yeah, that would mean the government would have to have that money
to work in the tower.
Logistics,
Cristiano.
That would mean the government would have to have that money.
They have it. All the contracts they're paying, COVID, all of them and their family members were chopping, Cristiano. Face masks being supplied by people's wives, MPs' wives.
No, it was hilarious. The person that used to thread eyebrows that now was selling PPE.
Cristiano, do you know how many music execs pivoted to start selling PPE?
Swear down.
Cristiano, I saw things during lockdown. No one became a millionaire off of it, but they were selling PPE. So many people were selling PPE. It was ridiculous. It was actually, this is when I saw that this country can be corrupt. Because NHS is running out of supplies, but there's this random Joe who's an A&R on the side that can sell.
That's crazy. Damn.
Crazy. Guys, what were we talking about?
That was your vent.
Oh yeah, that's my vent. Parasocial relationships, and I guess xenophobia as well. I mean, it's happening in South Africa right now with everyone that's not South African.
Really?
And black. Well, everyone that is black and not South African. Particularly Nigerians.
Yeah, because I learned this. There's an ongoing something between South Africans and Nigerians on the internet.
They're coming to people
taking all their women or taking their men.
Women and corrupting the country, selling drugs, running clubs, etc.
There's something weird in the air because I just need to understand why
everyone's broke. The economy
is actually the economy.
The economy is in a state. Everyone's angry, tired. We're working more than we've ever worked, earning more than we've ever earned, and we still can't afford shit.
Fair.
Our whole life is a lie. We were told to go to school, get the degree, get the well-paying job, and everything will be great. You can have your 4-bedroom house with your 3 kids and your SUV and be cushy and go on holiday 3 times a week. 3 times a week, I wish. 3 times a year. We can't do that shit. And if you can, it's because of Klarna.
which which when you're trying to now get a house, you can't use.
Can't.
So, damn. Yeah, like the average person, like most people have like 3K worth of like credit card debt. Like it's normal.
I'm trying to explain.
Because that's the
to
issue
people
I
that
had with you.
Debt is actually normal.
Yeah.
But what do you think my bonus is for? I'd pay it off and start all over again.
I remember I told Stephanie the reason I can't date at one point. Oh my God, I did say this. I was like, the reason I can't date is because I have credit cards and I need to pay the credit cards back. Stephanie couldn't. Stephanie was screaming. But actually, even that, sorry, I just want to go into a quick dating conversation actually. Because guys, I'm going to have a vulnerable moment here. I'm going to have a vulnerable moment. It's not really vulnerable for you because you know what I'm like. It terrifies me to not earn as much as a partner that I'm with. And I was having this conversation with someone I work with today actually, and he was like, you know, men don't care about it. I said, my best friend has been screaming about this because this would be the reason why I don't date. Like if I'm not earning enough, I don't believe I should date.
What man has ever asked you what your salary is? Not women don't mind them. Even the women that are screaming, I need a rich man. Do you know the chewing gums that they're peeling off the back of their shoe and calling a boyfriend? Everyone needs to re-fucking lax. Okay, we live in the UK. Chances are you're not rich at all. Because if you're rich, you would have left here already. Okay, if you're here in this country already, you're not rich. So everyone needs to calm the fuck
It's true
down.
because everyone with money is trying to leave to Dubai, by the way.
Calm the fuck down, because I see us all in the discounted section in Tesco waiting for those yellow sticker products to come out. Everyone needs to calm the fuck down, okay? Your 20s and 30s are for building, okay? You're probably going to start all over again when you're 30, okay? You're probably going to come in when you're 30. If you don't have debt already, you acquire debt. Let me just tell you that now. Unless you're from a well-to-do family, if you do not have debt to your 30s, you will acquire debt in some way, shape, or form. That's not a bad thing as long as you pay it off. As long as you're responsible and you can manage your debt. Fine. Everyone needs to stop putting pressure on themselves. I don't think debt is terrible. Obviously, again, like I said, responsibly.
Yeah.
Manage it responsibly. Make sure you're paying off your debts. Use it as a way to build up your credit. Be smart with it. But stop killing yourself because you've got £1,000 worth of debt to your credit card. Yes, it's money that needs to be paid back. But as long as you're doing it responsibly and you're actually making the effort to pay it back on a monthly basis, it's nothing to beat yourself up about. Trust me, credit card debt is light work for me now. It's fine. I don't care as long as I'm paying it off. My credit score is still great. My mortgage is a debt. I pay that every month. As long as you show that you can pay it off,
yeah.
you're fine.
The fact that I was stopping it from getting me to date, my colleague looked at me like, what? And it's obviously because I'm a girl as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like, no one actually gives a fuck.
No one gives a hoot, Christiana.
Doesn't give a
And
shit.
before people come to me and say, oh my God, you're glorifying debt. Debt is terrible at ruin, man. I'm not saying you should get yourself in debt. I'm just being realistic, okay? Shit happens. If you're in debt...
And if you're not in debt, you're lucky.
You're
Great.
lucky.
Great.
But if you are in debt, it's not the end of the world. As long as you're paying it off, it's fine. So many people worry about debt. Like, it's not... It's crazy because I have people that I come across that have debt and they're fine. They're calm about it because they have a strategy. They know they're paying it off. I've got the people who have acquired debts but maybe don't know much about money or how credit scores work that want to hang themselves. You ask them, how much is the debt even? £500, £1,000. Only? Only? Girl, what are you doing? It's fine. Like, a lot of people use their bonus to pay off their balance.
Oh, word.
And I do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen my AVS points? I said Tenerife. My share was free. Just about. Like, I don't know. People stop putting too much pressure on yourself. Life is already hard, okay? You're fine. If you're breathing, you figure out a way. Shit, it's not the end of the world.
And that is the thing about adulthood as well, sorry. Like, you just figure out a way. Like, of recent, it's just like, oh, I'll figure it out. Because that's all adult, like, this version of life is just like, we'll figure this shit out.
You figure it out. Shit will happen. They just quoted £800 for me to change my 2 front tires.
Jesus Christ.
You think I'm paying for that with cash? You're crazy. £800 cash? You're crazy. Straight on that credit card, beep. When I have to. When the car starts sliding, it ain't gonna be now. You know it. You know it.
You'll be let Remy be on the last leg.
You
Like,
lot
this is
know
dangerous.
it's gonna be next year when the police stop
It'll
me.
be the nail all over again.
And he's like, it only took £25 to fix that issue. That was pumping my tire every 2 working days. It only took £25 and 5 minutes, Christiana. I hadn't even walked away from the shop before they called me and said they'd done it. I said, over a year I've been riding on this wheel, pumping it every 2 working days. And it took £25 and 5 minutes for you to just
I'm sick of us.
fix it. But again, stuff happens, man. It's fine. It is fine. Because it's the same way I was holding myself up. Oh, no, I've got to get myself to a certain point before I can have a baby. Cristiano,
Just push out the kids. Just have the kids.
just have the baby. I just showed Cristiano what is underneath this hat.
I know she ain't going to leave that in the pod.
I'm not. My haircut is on the 29th. Guys, bear with me. The month of May, I will slay. But before then, just take what I give you. Take what I give you, please.
Fuck. Guys, it was funny. Right, let's do Reddit Realness. Best friend of 14 years isn't having me as a bridesmaid and I'm a bit confused. You know we love a friendship dilemma. I'll make this short and I'm totally open to any opinions.
Why are you reading like it's erotica?
Am I?
Your voice dropped.
We've been best friends since we were preteens. Never had a falling out except one time in high school and it only lasted a month. We lived in different cities. Stephanie.
What? I'm not doing anything. Hey, God. Hey, don't project on me. I just found a dilemma.
We live in different cities, but not super far away from each other. I wouldn't say we've drifted apart or anything. We call each other sisters. We hang out somewhat frequently. She's very Catholic. I left the Catholic church years ago. That hasn't impacted anything though, at least that I notice. She got engaged 2 weeks ago. I was one of the first people she told. She told me she wants me to help her plan colour schemes, dress shop, etc. Yesterday, we were looking at dress colours together and she brought up a colour of a dress that she wants the bridesmaids to wear. The colour was peach something. I made a joke and said, my skin is peach, so it will blend right in a very light-hearted, joking way. That's the way we talk together. And she said, well, me, my sisters, and insert fiance's names, sisters, are all very tan, so this colour will look amazing on us. I was like, oh, very true. That is a beautiful colour on your sisters and his sisters. I could tell she didn't want to have the convo, but she eventually said, yeah, I'm just going to have my 2 sisters and his 2 sisters as bridesmaids. I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to assume I was a bridesmaid. I don't know why I automatically assumed that, lol, and chuckled it off. She claimed that it was because 4 is already too many. She isn't even friends with her future husband's sisters. She's even talked shit about them before. So I was like, okay, interesting. Another thing to note is her family is not tight on funds and she wants a big wedding. So budget doesn't logically make sense here. Is this odd or a normal thing? I told my mum about it and she thinks it's very odd because she imagined us both being bridesmaids at each other's weddings. We even talked about it as teenagers and young college girls. My mum has known her forever. Also, she doesn't have another best friend, only close acquaintances from her master's program who are also coming to the wedding. She's also made a comment to me about how I'm one of the few people without a boyfriend, so she's making a special exception for me to bring a +1. I guess I feel a tad weird about it, but I also understand it's not my wedding and I want to respect that completely. Go on, Mibs.
Bit awkward, isn't it? To be fair, she's probably making his sister's bridesmaids just to keep the peace.
Yeah.
Like siblings only, done.
Yeah.
Would I do it personally? No. But like, I guess it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because it's her wedding.
Yeah, man, you're taking it too deep. Ain't got nothing to do with you.
No, I'd feel away.
I know you would feel away.
I'd feel away, but like, I can't tell you have to make me your bridesmaid. It's your wedding.
I know damn well you'd feel away, please.
But I would, but I can't, but I would, but I can't.
Again, it speaks for our character. I wouldn't particularly feel away. And the reason why I wouldn't feel away is there is no other friends. It's literally just family. So obviously there's conversations had that I'm not privy to. And yeah, it's a bit like I get, as a friend, I would be really frustrated because I would feel frustrated. I wouldn't vocalize it, but I would feel frustrated because I know this is what you would have wanted because we've had conversations about it. I want it for myself, but there is obviously, it's so obvious that there's a conversation that's happened that's made her change her mind, and it's only family. And so again, I have friends that are like family to me, but I was raised as an only child, so I know that's why I have that. But some people do genuinely believe blood is thicker than water, and fair enough. Do you get what I mean? I just understand that I don't have that same view. But if that's her family's view, or maybe that's her view, that it's like you have to be blood to be part of this, then fair enough, man. Like, it obviously doesn't have a bearing on your relationship. It's not a method of which to judge your relationship, because obviously she's like, she told you first. All the metrics of you would be if you could be is there. So there's obviously some other conversation. And again, I hate when people are like, well, they're not, they have enough money. You don't know what people have going on in their pocket,
or what their priorities are.
Exactly. So, and you don't know how much, like, the wedding probably is costing so much, and so actually it's not worth the actual extra money she's gonna have to pay on a bridesmaid, when that's not something she, not to say is important for her, but like there are other things that are more important for her on her wedding day. And again, it's no bearing on your friendship, because your friendship is still the same. But that's me. I can be really reductive with these things, because sometimes, especially when it comes to like weddings and family and children, like, people have reasonings for doing the things they do. Just get on board with it, really. Yeah, I sound very reductive, but
I think it's just because it's family. I agree with Tia that there probably was a conversation that was had, and maybe she just wants to keep the peace, because I know that picking bridesmaids and stuff can turn super political. So you're gonna upset someone. Either someone's gonna be left out, or someone feels like they should have been this or that, whatever. I think sometimes people pick siblings just to keep the peace. It's like, it's family. You can't argue with that. Do you get what I mean? And I'm not dismissing your feelings, because I know that I would feel a type of way, and I know it probably would hurt, especially if it's something that you guys have spoken about growing up and fantasized about, etc. I can see why that would hurt you, but it's a tricky one because it's her wedding. I think you just need to respect that. Have your feelings, but like, respect it. Like, I told a story about when I was invited to my friend's wedding. A lot of us went. And it was like, I felt away, but I was like, okay, well, they're trying to keep it small. They're trying to save money. Also, it's not my wedding, so I can't tell them what to do.
Exactly.
If I want to be petty, I just do it back. if I really want to be petty, but you just need to. With weddings, it's so tricky because it's so fucking expensive as well. I think people don't realize how expensive weddings are until they have to plan one. It is expensive. So sometimes I rate people when they take extreme measures like that. Like, I'm just gonna have siblings as bridesmaids, or I just won't have any bridesmaids at all, to save the hassle and stress, because it's super stressful. Your wedding day is probably going to be one of the most stressful days of your life. I really pray it's not, but it most likely will be. The stress is different. There's pressure to show up. There's pressure to make sure everything's going right. There's pressure to make sure everyone's okay. It's a lot. So I could totally understand why people will make certain decisions to make the day easier for them.
Yeah, man. Don't take it personally. And again, you have the tendency to make things about them when it's her wedding day, by the way. It's not about you.
Yeah. It's literally not about you.
So sometimes, and again, like, sometimes weddings can be inconvenient and can feel a bit like, oh, what about me and our relationship? It's not about you. So yeah, that is my advice on that.
Should we do adult fans of the week?
Yes, let's go.
My adult fan of the week this week is something that shall not see me this summer or winter, in Jesus' name.
Amen.
But it could see me next week, could see me over the weekend. It's the M&S raspberry and white chocolate cookies. They've released a new flavor. It's decent. I like it. It might not be to everyone's liking, but I do like it. It's really nice. Probably one of the best, not the best raspberry and white chocolate cookie I've had, but it's up there. So highly recommend if you are a M&S cookie girl. But if you're on a mission, it's not me that sent you.
My adult find of the week isn't actually a thing, and it's more about mentality in my wellness bag. Is putting yourself first and choosing yourself. And we know I've spoken about choosing yourself so often, but make sure you're just incorporating some you time this week. I've come to the conclusion that I'm not scheduling enough me time in even regards to like, obviously, as I say all the time, I go to therapy, but like the restoration thing that I'm now implementing, I didn't have previously. So that's one way I wasn't really giving myself time. My time was going to all these other things and me last in that sense. And also, I'm not even doing the flipping work from therapy, and that's annoying me. Like going to therapy and doing the hour where you're yapping away is one thing. Doing the self work outside of that and assessing yourself and seeing where you need to improve away from your therapist telling you what she's seeing you say is another thing. Because again, like I'm starting to become very like, it's okay, I leave therapy and I'm back to the same place a week later because I haven't assessed anything. I haven't, like, it's like going to a lesson and not doing any homework. It's like, what's the point? So yeah, making sure you implement time for yourself every week to do things that will better you.
Cool. And that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Which means I'm about to do what? I'm about to beg, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on everything we discussed in this episode, from parasocial relationships to Diaspora wars, to wellness. Let us know what you're doing. It's anything you're doing to get yourself right for summer. I really hate that notion of summer body, because okay, so then we get the summer body, we enjoy the summer, then we eat ourselves through the winter, and then we're back to square one again. But anyway, that's another thing. Leave your comments below. If you're watching or listening on Spotify, Apple, anywhere else where you get your podcast and you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give us a 5-star rating, not 4.8, not 4.9, but a 5-star rating. Even if you don't think we're a 5-star show, we'll get there. So help us get there by giving us 5 stars. You can find us on We Just Got Here Pod on Instagram, We Just Got Here Podcast on TikTok, and WJGH Podcast on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Steph Beauty. Where can I find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Tia Honey Roberts and all other socials at MSTIA Roberts. And
it's a wrap, guys. We shall see you on Monday or Tuesday. Until then, have a lovely weekend.
Bye.
Bye.